American forces conquered and recaptured Seattle's Capitol Hill Autonomous Zone 3 weeks ago, you may remember. It was a stunning victory. But the spirit of CHOP appears to live on within the government of the city of Seattle. City politicians have decided to slash Seattle's police force and close the county jail. They have no plan to replace it. Christopher Rufo broke this story. He's broken a lot of stories recently. He's a research fellow at Discovery Institute. He joins us tonight from Seattle. Mr. Rufo, thanks so much for coming on. So tell me if I misstated those facts. Close the city jail. What would that mean? What's the reason? What would be the effect?
So this is coming on the heels of the City of Seattle working to reduce the police department by 50%. And the new proposal is to close the county jail, the largest jail facility in the Seattle metro area. And they're really going to reduce the jail bed capacity by 60%. So it's really a multi-front war to destroy law enforcement, to destroy the justice system. They're going to reduce the police force. They're going to shut down the largest jail. And my sources are now telling me the municipal court is next.
The municipal court. Okay, so we're not just destroying the police, we're also destroying jails and courts. So this is an attack on law. Well, I guess we don't need to guess about the effect, do we? What's going to happen?
Yeah, the effects are actually quite simple. When you have 50% fewer officers, when you have 60% fewer jail cells, you're going to have a huge increase in crime. And for everything but the most serious offenses, murder, rape, armed robbery, people are going to be booked and immediately released back on the streets. So you've destroyed any kind of deterrent for criminal activity. And unfortunately, what happens when you create a void of lawlessness, that will be filled very soon with violence, with disorder, and with mayhem. We saw that in a very small scale in the Chaz CHOP in the last few months, but we're going to see it on a citywide scale. This is something that is unprecedented. It's never happened before in American City, but they're going to be plowing forward with this radical agenda to essentially destroy the system of law enforcement as we know it.
And therefore the city of Seattle. I assume they'll build a new separate jail for people who try to erase BLM graffiti and are held on hate crimes charges.
Yeah, I don't think so. You know, what's really going to happen is that there's one small jail facility just south of the city of Seattle, and they're going to basically say that is the only jail facility we have. They're eliminating all youth jails, so if you're under 18, there will be no place to go to jail, even for very serious crimes. So it's going to be mayhem, and my sources within the criminal justice system are saying that corrections officers are preparing for mass layoffs. It's total chaos, and really this is something that's happened very quickly. As little as 4 or 5 weeks ago, a lot of people in the Seattle City Council and in King County were saying we actually need to hire more police officers. We need to add more capacity. But after the kind of hardcore anarchist and socialist movements started demonstrating in the streets, they've started showing up at the doorsteps of the political leadership. They're running scared. They can't go fast enough to follow the lead of the anarchist and socialist groups that are rioting. And what we're seeing is a complete collapse of leadership. And it's going to lead in the next few months, I'm afraid, to a collapse of law and order as we've experienced over the last few years.
There are a lot of good people in Seattle. Not everyone's crazy. That's true in San Francisco. It's true in Portland. It's true in all those West Coast cities. There are normal people who have been there for generations, and they're all going to leave. It's really, really sad. Christopher Rufo, thank you for following this. I appreciate it. So over the weekend, left-wing terrorists, and they are, associated with Antifa, attacked a pro-police rally, Back the Blue, in Denver, Colorado. Colorado State Representative Patrick Neville spoke at the rally. He joins us tonight. Mr. Neville, thanks so much for coming on. I read your pre-interview, and it made my heart beat fast. I don't know if we have enough time for you to go through the whole thing, but give us the kind of summary of what you experienced this weekend at this rally.
Well, essentially, we went up there and knowing that it would be dangerous, we actually had some volunteers accompany us from a local gun shop, DCF Guns, in my district, myself and Michelle Malkin, and we were essentially surrounded by Antifa. I mean, we're talking outnumbered 4 to 1. We were actually lower in elevation than the way the facility worked out, and we were completely surrounded, and then before I know it, we were on stage. Well, behind us, one of my friends was beaten down by 4 to 5 Antifa members. The folks that we had there volunteering had to kick those folks off of him, and And then eventually we had to actually evacuate, and had it not been, quite frankly, for someone who I'd met moments before ushering us into her car, I don't know if we would have gotten out of there unscathed. I mean, in the meantime, we were pushed around, we were spit on, we had things thrown at us. Michelle Malkin lost one of her shoes. My friend was severely beaten, had a black eye after it was done. We didn't have a single chance to speak. I mean, the band barely started even playing. And all this occurred right on the stage of the facility where we were supposed to be having our rally. It wasn't like it was a minor scuffle on the outskirts of the rally. It was right there on the stage.
You're a lawmaker. I mean, what country is this? And more to the point, where were the police? Why wasn't someone protecting you?
And that is the concern. I mean, I'm the House Republican leader in Colorado, the House Minority Leader, and so if it can happen to me and they can prevent me from speaking, they can really do this to anyone. And so it's really concerning because I think the order probably came up to stand down. We had the police union chief out there actually saying there was a stand down order. I don't know if that came from the mayor or even the governor, but we've had a serious problem with complete lawlessness here in Denver, and to the point where you can't even show up to what should be a family-friendly Back the Blue rally.